to episode 12 of A Trouble Shared. This is a podcast where two comedians try and heal the world by solving one of your troubles one at a time. My name is Johnny Cochrane, and I am not here alone, people. I am joined by someone who eats trouble for breakfast. It's none other than Twayna. Mayne, how you doing, Twayna?
I'm all right, Johnny. I like how sometimes it's like trouble as a middle name, but today it's like I eat trouble. What would trouble look like, Johnny, if I was to eat it?
You're digging a little bit too far into that metaphor. Thank you very much. Leave it. We're gonna hang it around the window like window dressing and just leave it. No one ever talks about it like a family secret. No, it's conceptual. You know what I mean? If trouble was something that you could eat, you would just polish it off like a Pizza Hut buffet, I'm sure.
What is a Pizza Hut buffet, Johnny? Please explain.
Yeah, exactly. Now we really are into some philosophical debates. Twayna, how are you doing? You all right?
I am fine, actually. Bit confused about the weather. One day it's really cold, one day it's raining like it's spring, but apart from that, I am fine. How about yourself?
Well, thanks for asking. I caught you with that, didn't I? You know, one of those where people go, "How you doing?" "Oh, yeah, I'm fine. What about you?" And you're not expecting anything, and then they just regale a whole list. Well, I have. My car broke down. Quite a big deal. Now in a situation where, and we're a one-car family household. I'd like to say that was purely to help the environment. It is a little bit, and it's also to save money. So either way, we've got one car and we've got two kids that need to go to school and nursery respectively. And all of a sudden, I'm running around here getting cabs like I live in New York for everything, for school trips, and my car is little more than a Flintstones vehicle right now. The only way to get it to move is to run along with your feet pushing it. And we're left at the moment, Twayna, with a situation where it's got to go into the garage on Monday. And we are going to get told, like on the list of potential outcomes, one of them is this might be a write-off because the warning code, the error code, one of the potential diagnostics out of that is, shut it down, need a new engine, which won't be happening. So those are that's my trouble, predominant trouble right now. What are you making of it, Twayna? Give me some light relief.
I can't, Johnny. I don't even drive, so I don't even understand this situation. I'm like, just public transport. Have you heard about a bus? Have you heard about a train? Do you live anywhere near a tube? Come on, have you got a bike? Can you get a push bike? Can you get a push bike with some seats for some kids, one at the front, one at the back? Can you walk? Can everyone
walk? Yeah, I can. We can all walk. Yeah. The walk to school would probably have us on some, welfare checks if I was to walk to school every day. And I know some people in the world have to do very arduous journeys to school, and it shouldn't have to happen. But I ain't putting my kids through it. They're going to need to be in a vehicle. And this Renault Capture, we need you to come through for us. We need you to come through for us. But we'll see. If I'm here on our next recording, if I'm here feeling a little bit more chipper, then maybe it's because I still have a car. If not, who knows? I might be out there.
Can you get a new car? Will you get a new car? You'll have to get a new car. But obviously, cars are expensive. We're living in a very expensive time. Is this what you're saying? It's like, I'd prefer to fix this car and have it drag us through for at least another 12 months before I have to shell out loads of money, which you're probably using on other things to buy a car. Is that kind of what you're getting at, Johnny, with this?
A little bit, Twayna, but I just caught a little glimpse there into a potential role for you of used car salesperson. you had me there. You went, "Oh, you need a car. You got a car." And I was like, "Yeah, you got me. Where do you want me to sign away my next 10 years worth of credit to?" So yeah, you could certainly look at that as a vocational shift. But obviously, try and save money in the short term. But eventually we'll have to get a new car anyway. So, but right now, you want things done on your terms and your timeline. And this, especially now I'm in a new house, would not be part of that. Anyway, Twayna, it's eased, you do it in your sleep. It's eased my trouble a little bit. Yeah, it looks like you're playing a violin with a pen, or it could be that you're having some kind of stroke as well. So I don't know. We'll
I'm
send
playing
someone.
a really, really, really small violin, Johnny, with a pen. Is what I'm doing.
Got you.
I do
Got you.
sympathise, but small violin amounts worth of sympathy is what you've got. Sorry.
Okay, don't waste it all on me anyway. There's plenty more troubles out there that we've got to get through and sort out. Should we jump into them?
Yeah.
Here we go. Right. My relationship has always felt unstable because my girlfriend is still living with her ex. She has told me many times that she knows it hurts me and she'd understand if I walked away. She says she would like to stay until she has enough for a deposit on her own flat, but she still hasn't made any concrete plans. I do trust her, but the problem is he doesn't know about me, and she doesn't want to tell him because it would make things awkward while they are living together. I love her more than anything, but I'm having a hard time with this. I'm 47 and my girlfriend's 50. We've been together for 2 years. I rarely speak to her when she's at her ex's, and neither do her friends. She recently went on a road trip with him and his mother to Cornwall, and is due back in a few days' time. He is 48. I don't know what to think, and it's killing me. I haven't got a clue where I stand. Twayna, what'd you make of this one?
You don't stand anywhere in this relationship at the moment, I think is the honest answer there. Listen, just move her in with you. Just suggest that she lives with you. That's all that needs. And if she's not willing to do that, then maybe this relationship hasn't got any it's not going anywhere. Is what I reckon, Johnny. There's not a lot more that I can say.
Well, one thing I can say is this guy has started it by saying, my relationship has always felt unstable because my girlfriend is still living with her ex. Mate, she's not your girlfriend. That's the reality of it.
She's somebody else's
his girlfriend.
She's his girlfriend.
Exactly. She's his girlfriend, and you're her bit on the side. So come back with a new trouble saying, I feel unstable because my person that I'm having an affair with behind an unbeknownst boyfriend of hers is treating me wrong. Well, you're not got a leg to stand on here. What are you talking about? You've done 2 years and she won't tell her ex-boyfriend who she lives with, and her friends don't know either. Wait, you're about as real as Santa Claus right now. Get a grip on yourself. You ain't got no claims to anything. And the reality is you're trying to make the best out of this situation, but I think you need to get around the fact that she's offered you very little, if any, commitment, and it's all just up in the air, just ethereal kind of points. Oh yeah, this might happen. This is whatever. It's all just a big blob of gloop. No one knows what she's actually going to do. And if you have any respect for yourself and want to, maintain happiness, then you need to be a little bit blunt with her, make some clearer demands, and respect yourself. Because right now, it does not sound like she's your girlfriend, and she certainly hasn't got you in terms of her future plans.
100%. Yeah, it's like, this is not real, doesn't exist. It exists in your mind. You're in a relationship with somebody, yes, but it's not a lot more else.
I mean, let's be clear. If you've broken up with someone and you live with someone, now you might be able to peddle out the the line, oh yeah, we're just trying to save for a deposit. Why are you going on holiday to Cornwall with your in-laws? What are you talking about? You can't sell me on that one. That is not, if I go on holiday with my in-law, then basically I'm going to save for a deposit for the flat quicker. What are you talking about? You're having good times. And even that is a stretch, because for a lot of people, they might not even enjoy going on holidays with their in. It's part of the penance that you pay as part of your relationship and keeping good familial relationships going. This person is having you up. So yeah, or what you should be saying is, I've now got a trip planned with my own parents to Cornwall. Will you come? And then just plaster that all over your socials. That'll be a way to let them know. But either way, yeah, mate, you haven't got a girlfriend, and it's time to adjust it. Right, I think that one's sorted out. Here's the next one.
A friend recently let slip that he keeps a spreadsheet of his friends, which he uses to rank them. He keeps a running score of his friends based on how often they text him, take the time to call him, or go to the pub or on a trip abroad together. At first, I found the whole idea amusing and was actually pleased to see I ranked quite highly. However, the more I thought about it, the more anxious and worried I became. I live abroad and don't get to see my friend all that often, so now I'm slightly terrified I'll be relegated to a lower rank and overtaken by other friends who might have more time for him. Is this a normal thing for someone to do? No. It has become a source of worry to me. Should I bring up the subject with him, or is it best to leave it be?
Absolutely outrageous, isn't it? This is absolutely a spreadsheet of your mates. And even then, the rank, can you get relegated? Can you get relegated? If you're abroad, do you count as a European fixture when you meet up? You know, like under the lights in the Champions League, it means a little bit more when you're over there. And even then, all of these things that you might get based on, like text him, call him, are they all ranked evenly? Or is like a pub worth 5 points and a text worth 1? You know what I mean? Sending memes, does that count? Because I'm pretty prolific on that. Like maybe that gets me up some people's tables. But in reality, if you're keeping spreadsheets and scoring people, that's not really the true nature of being a friend, right? You know that some people can go in and out your life and whatever else. I mean, it's again, are you going to get docked points for sharing a bad meme or you know, a text that doesn't make them chuckle? This sounds absolutely highly strung and someone who I would have some real red flags about as to whether I even want to be mates with them. What do you reckon, Twayna?
I like this bit. Is this a normal thing for someone to do? No. It's 100%. It's not. Of all the other friends that you have, does anybody else do this? No is the answer. Like this is proper crackpot behavior. Listen, don't bring it up with him and then just slag him off to his face and go, mate, you bang out. You're crazy. This is nonsense. And don't worry about being relegated. Don't worry about falling down this weird man's sort of fake league table. Do you know what I mean? It's just like be rock bottom. That's where you want to be. You don't want to be. Don't entertain this as like as a relevant normal thing in a friendship. It's crazy.
I mean, I do play fantasy league football, but the idea that you could have fantasy friends, you know, maybe giving someone the captain's armband for the week because they've put a little bit more focus on you, maybe brought you around some flowers or a couple of beers, and you know, it's weird, isn't it? Because as I said before, it kind of is making being friends a competitive industry, which is not really what it's about, right?
Are you an
Sometimes,
adult? Like, are you an adult in a relationship with other adults? Yes. Right. Just be pals with them. Don't be sort of letting somebody just sort of go, listen, because we went out and you let me have your gherkin from your McDonald's, I've put you at the top of this league. Like, you're better friends than Jack, who wouldn't let me have a sip of his Fanta. It's just like, how old what is this? This is crazy.
the one thing as well, Twayna, is to have a league table, you know, to operate in this world, you would surely have to have some incentive to be top. So what do you get for winning the league? Because I mean,
Yeah.
I am dispelling this stuff, but maybe this guy is like, you know, if you're top of the league table, it's helicopter rides everywhere. You know, someone gets my penthouse suite in Las Vegas and all of that, and then suddenly I'm like, you might want to put a little bit more effort in. Actually, you know, what I mean, make sure you're doing a good service. No, I'm joking. Obviously, the reality is yeah, this is absolute crackpot, as you said, and it's weird. It is weird that anyone would think that they could rank their mates and people would respond to it. Have a bit of self-respect and dignity, and all you have to do by breaking this up is make your own league table, rank them all. This guy goes bottom. This guy doesn't matter what he does, can't get out of the relegation zone. He could call him Big Sam Allardyce or Tony Pulis, and he's still not getting out of that. You're going down, mate, because you made the spreadsheet yourself. Oh, yeah, into the end. Give it Sam to the end of the season. No, he's down and he's out of your friendship table. So, yeah, get rid of this guy. Not a sound person. We're flying through this, Twayna. 15 minutes gone. 3 troubles sorted out, including my own with my defunct car. On to the next. Years after splitting up with my ex-boyfriend, I'm still so in love with him that I think I'm losing touch with reality and might even be in danger of turning into a stalker. He was my first love. When we were together, we could never get enough of each other, and he was the guy who took my virginity. Nobody compares to him, but he doesn't want me, and he has a new girlfriend. I'm 29 and he's 30. We were together for 5 years and broke up 4 years ago. When he finished with me, I fell apart. I was convinced we were going to get married and be together forever. Since then, even though I've picked up my life and started dating other guys, I can't stop checking his social media. I look at it every day to see what he's been up to, whether he has changed his hairstyle, and if he's still with his girlfriend, I check her social media too. I'm constantly on the lookout for any clues that they might not be getting on or maybe tiring of each other. Recently, I set up a fake Facebook account and friended his girlfriend so I could speak to her. They both found out it was me and blocked me. Now my ex thinks I'm a sad, crazy obsessive. I feel so embarrassed and ashamed. I know I need to move on and meet someone else, but I have no idea how to. Twayna, have a go at this.
Get off Facebook for starters. That's, in 2025, get off Facebook. Just generally, not even for like general stalking, just get off it, right? Is the first bit of advice. 2, he's never going to go back out with you again because you've behaved like a madwoman. You've gone crazy. So already, even if he'd split up, even if he wasn't in a relationship, even if he wasn't in a relationship with this woman, he wouldn't be thinking, I'm going to go back out with her. Actually, I think, maybe we'll be right for each other. Like, no, you fucked it. You've ruined it now. So move on. Get over him. Get on with your life. It's not going to happen. You are turning into a stalker. This is really unhealthy behaviour. That's what I'm going to give.
Yeah, you had to drop some real on her there, Twayna. She was desperately in need of it. I mean, the idea that some lady is out here making friend requests from a random called Lucy Jones. Oh, who's this? Maybe I don't really know Lucy, but oh yeah, it's you. No, you're fucked up. Real fucked up shit. And as you say, the boyfriend is going to be thinking, not, oh, maybe that's the one that got away. That's the one that I did very well to get away from because she might have murdered my pet. Maybe all of my my collectibles would have been chucked on a fire if I had pissed her off. You're not balanced, of course, and the idea that you even within this, your question is almost, I might be turning into a stalker. And then you just lay out stuff that basically are just hallmarks of a stalker. May I quote you with, where was it? Oh, yeah. I look at it every day, his social media, to see what he's been up to, whether he has changed his hairstyle.
Within the space of a day. Within the space of a day. It's like, oh, let me log in. And I just want to see, Gary had his hair like that. Yes. Will it be like that today? Yes, probably. But stop following him online and in real life. Just stop it.
Oh, Gary's still got his French crop. Great, I can get on with my day. Oh, is that a mohawk?
Change his hair. Gary. Oh my God.
New message from Lucy Jones. I like your boyfriend's hair. Get a grip on yourself. You've gone off the deep end. And the reality, the serious side of it is, I do know that sometimes you can break up with someone, and whether it be genuinely that you love them or you're not quite balanced or in that right place yourself. We've all been there when we're not completely been on our feet, and you place too much emphasis on that relationship, and you're not judging it correctly. So the idea of having lasting legacy of feelings is not unique to this person. I think many of us, will. I'm not saying pine for previous partners, but think about relationships we have. Still comes up. It doesn't just disappear. But if you're not able to, separate the two and not try and actively get in his life when he's clearly moved on, then it's a you problem. And
it's also this was like 4 years ago, though. Like they split up 4 years ago. So like it's not like 4 months ago or 4 weeks. It's like actually a lot of time has passed now. So even if you are sort of reminiscing and thinking, oh, it's like actually you need to bring that into sort of like where it is now realistically. Like there's a reality has happened, time has happened, life has moved on, and you're still stuck in this
Well, that's where I'd push back a little bit, Twana. I mean, it depends what quantity of time you're measuring it in. You're saying 4 years. She's saying 2 hairstyles ago. Doesn't feel that long, does it?
Yeah.
It's only 2 hairstyles ago, and they were together happy. So, it feels like only yesterday. But no, you're right. It's been a long time. It's time to move on. And this may actually be a good thing that they found this out. And genuinely, I can guarantee you they will both be in unison saying she's a nutcase.
Yeah.
She's a nutcase. She's catfishing us as a couple. Like, no, there is no path back. Even if they broke up, it ain't you. Okay, so move on with your life and stop stalking. Next trouble.
I've been married for nearly 30 years to a guy who is outwardly kind and gentle. Our adult kids have left home, and although my husband is reserved in public, he has a bad temper with me and is constantly critical. As he gets older, he seems to become more controlling and angrier. Now in my 60s, I'm worn out with petty arguments and can't face retirement with him. He is already retired and wants me to do the same. My way of coping involves having a secret, long-term and very loving relationship with a man who lives far enough away not to be a threat. The criticism at home is knocking my confidence, and my ability to escape work is becoming more difficult. Escape to work is becoming more difficult.
Wow, yeah, this is some serious. Because the thing is, right? I do think that sometimes we've all been affected by the scourge of Disney relationships, where you fall in love and then it's just sunshine and rainbows and family barbecues, and then you grow old and you're in the notebook telling each other that you love each other. But the reality is for most people, even if you do fall in love and have a loving relationship, that may wane at some point, and that may start to fade over time. And the idea that there are things that you let go when you're first together, maybe you're raising kids, you've got other priorities, but as you get older, you've got to make sure that your relationship is concrete and that you actually still get on enough as people in a relationship together. The other side of this is you are cheating and having a secret affair. Like, the idea that you're, my way of coping is having an affair.
That's my favourite bit. It's just like, my way of coping with this unpleasant situation is just to basically have it off with somebody else.
It's my coping mechanism. If someone said my way of coping is going out and punching tramps, you'd go, well, that's not a lovely way of dealing with stress, is it? And going off and having an affair with a loving man, literally, what's the line?
Who lives far away
enough to not be a threat, like some kind of sniper distance. I would say that is not the best way to handle this situation. And if you've fallen out of love with this person and you don't want to retire with them, call it a day, let them know where they stand, and just get out of there. And if he starts being a bit rough with you or whatever, then just let him know that you've got another man who's safe enough, far enough away to not be a threat, but might be a threat to him. Got the crosshairs on him.
But also, just get another job. Obviously, you're going to retire from one job. See if you can stay longer. See if you can get a job at B&Q. Do you know what I mean? That's where loads of retirees are. There's a very old cohort in my local Sainsbury's. Don't do a lot, but they're in there. They're like, I do not want to cheat on my spouse. I want to get out of the house. So this is what I'm doing. I'm doing 32 hours a week in the local Sainsbury's. It's, I feel that the cheating bit of it, like you said, as a coping mechanism, is an odd one. I mean, if you want to have a relationship with somebody else, have a relationship with somebody else. Maybe end the unhappy relationship that you're in. There's no reason to be in this relationship with somebody if they're not making you happy. So leave. So, maybe this person who lives far away not to be a threat. Threat in what way? Like violent threat, or just, just threat not to, for your husband to find out and get angry? It's like, this is a very, it's a weird way to live your life, because I'm sure having an affair with somebody is also quite stressful. You're going to have an affair with somebody else to cope with the stress that you have with the one affair. I don't know. It's just a very odd way. I do like that they've admitted to having sex with an extra person as a stress relief from something.
I love the idea that there is a Russian dolls element to
Yeah.
affairs, to Inception, just stacking affairs on,
Yeah, you're like,
on top of each other instead of stress balls. But and even then, your solution of working at B&Q to stop this person having an affair is brilliant. Yeah, I'd
yes.
like them to explain that as well. I'm now at B&Q, so I won't be banging you.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then you're out. Peace, deuces, throw them up. But yeah, no, it's got to start with a bit of honesty. And he might, the husband at least has a bad temper and is constantly critical. There's no, mention of violence or anything like that. So clearly, this guy's not going to be happy, but it doesn't feel like it's an imminent threat on that level. But you are not the good person out of this by having an affair. They might be bad, but their consequence should be you breaking up with them, not living a secret life and shagging someone who's far away enough to not be a threat. I mean, let's hope he's at his STI checks anyway, if he's not a threat. Right, that's it, sorted. Next trouble. Exam stress is turning me into a zombie. With only a few weeks to go until my GCSEs, I can't sleep. I'm a 16-year-old lad, and I lie awake at night convinced I'm going to fail and end up working in a job that I hate. During the day, I'm so knackered I fall asleep in class or over my revision notes. I just can't seem to concentrate on the task at hand. Even though I know I need to settle down and revise, I can't even sit still. None of my mates seem as stressed out as me, and they would tease me if I tried to talk to them about it. Twayna, what do you reckon?
GCSEs, I would like to just say that I failed my GCSEs twice. And look at me now. Yeah. Look at me. Right. Really, you need to focus on this shit, guys. They're really important. No, listen, on a serious note, being 16 and doing your exams is a bit hard. It is stressful. Your mates probably are as stressed as you. They're just not showing it. And maybe you're not showing it as well. It's a tough time. Also, you probably will end up having to work in a job you hate. That's just life, especially when you're 16 or 17, But I'll say this now as a serious thing. They're not that important. Like, looking back over your life, actually your GCSEs are not that important. Just try your best. Do your revision, get some sleep in, don't get stressed about it. You can retake them again in the sixth form and probably fail them or not. But yeah, they're not that important for your life going, like the whole of your life. But actually, you've only been alive on the planet for 16 years and this is what you've been working towards. So they are really important, but that's unfortunately the school's fault for making them appear really big in your head. Johnny.
There you go. No responsibility for this 16-year-old. I'm going to drop it like this. First of all, I loved what you said there about failing your GCSEs. Not that I loved you failed your GCSEs, but I mean, like,
I went to uni. I've got 2 degrees. It's not that like in the grand scheme of, they're not that important. But
they can't hold you down.
On. Yeah.
Well, the thing is whenever any GCSE results come around, they always wheel out the same news and they go, Jeremy Clarkson says that he left school with no GCSEs and look at him now. It's like, first of all, Jeremy Clarkson's a fucking dickhead for a start. And secondly, when did you leave school, Jeremy? Let me know, mate. Let me know. Oh, was that when you could buy a house for £1 and a packet of crisps? Get a fucking grip on yourself. And how'd you get on, mate? You're a white man from a pretty privileged area from, I don't know the ins and outs, never read his autobiography, not on the to-do list. But either way, he's managed to fight and scrap and squeeze his way towards the top. What an amazing story. We don't know the parameters that this guy is dealing with at 16 years old. And what we do know is that the employment situation, it's much less of a transient, like meritocratic industrial space these days, and there aren't even the reliable jobs that many of our parents might have grown up to just go and work at the factory or whatever. So it is important. It is important because you are, one way or another, setting your mark up against your rivals. It sounds crude, but that's what it is. What I think is interesting about GCSEs, and another one, by the way, Richard Branson. Oh, Richard Branson left school without and now he's a fucking Bond villain. Not a good guy, is he? You know what I mean? Living on his own island, may or may not be implemented in certain files. We'll see. I'm not going to put that on this podcast and deal with the legal ramifications. we'll see.
Johnny
Either
said it, not
way,
me, Sir Richard.
yeah. I love the fact that you added Sir
Yeah.
Richard. A bit of fealty out there and due respect. No, fair enough. Twayna is going to remain a free woman. Clearly, I don't know if I'll be in a gulag in some man-made island. Anyway, I digress. The one thing I would say, on a serious note about the GCSEs, you shouldn't sweat it like it's going to completely define you. I do agree with that. But one thing that it is a test of is how you can manage pressure. And pressure is going to be a lifelong challenge. And at the moment, it seems as though you're struggling with the fact that there's pressure. And that should be one thing that, forget about the actual, ins and outs of the academia. You can either learn that or you can't. But getting control of your nerves and regulating yourself where you're a lot more calm is something that will lead you in good stead for the rest of your life, irrespective of how you get on with your GCSEs. So really try to look into finding ways to cope with your nerves. Some of it's bespoke and unique to you, like different things that you can do. Some people have affairs to control their stress. But other people might have different coping mechanisms, and find what works best for you. And like you say, at that point, if you can manage your stress, just do your best and it will be good enough. Another one sorted. Here we go, Twayna. Last trouble of the ep.
Our son has given up on education. He has never really enjoyed school and complains that teachers don't know how to control classes. He is intelligent, but also sensitive with a passion for music. He is talented and spends nearly all his time playing guitar or rehearsing with a school band. He says various artists never needed exam success and cites Liam Gallagher, who has apparently only got 4 GCSEs. Reasoning with him appears futile. He tells me I can't make him do anything, which is, of course, entirely true. So how do I guide him so he's not left without options in the future?
I mean, when your son's turning to you going, yeah, I'm going to be like Liam Gallagher. That's my North Star. That's my person. Even if you were successful, which you won't be, because the odds are massively stacked against you, making it in a music industry, which has become even harder to succeed and maintain careers in than when Oasis first broke out. How could that be your life goal, to be Liam Gallagher, a man who feuds with his brother, has clearly had some substance problems over the years as well, does sing well, but seems to have mellowed into being a pretty reasonable character, more so than when he was younger. But that can't really be your plan, mate. I feel a bit of sympathy for the parents here. But they are up against an age-old situation. As you've got kids that are maturing and getting older, you have less and less control over them. And a lot of it comes down to the earlier practices you've employed with that child, because as you plant the seed and how you tend to it when they're 3 and 4 and 5, that's going to be the, kind of hooks that you still have in place when they're 15. Because if you don't have them, then basically you're just talking to a young adult that doesn't know anything, but knows that you probably don't know that much anyway, and they want to make their own mistakes. So I would say, take your GCSEs seriously, but also, remind him that Jeremy Clarkson managed to get through his GCSEs. No, I would say just keep on at him and just reaffirm the fact that staying diligent and working academia will not lead to bad results. Like, it can't be worse for him, because being more educated and smarter is not going to be a bad thing. So yeah, just try and persevere. But this one's not easy, because they're obviously trying to strike out on some independent streak.
Also, Johnny, I take umbrage with the fact that you said that Liam Gallagher can sing. And I know that's not even the trouble here, but I do not agree with that at all. But that is for another day. And back to the trouble at hand. Just get him to do his GCSEs. You need a little bit of a basis. You need a little bit of a cushion to fall back on, just in case your big dream doesn't happen. No one's saying that you can't pursue your dreams and become a rock star. But also just get your GCSEs at the same time, just in case you might want to have a career change. You might want to work in that industry, not as a singer. You know, you might see that actually there's other things that you need to do to sustain this showbiz life that you want to kind of work towards. And that requires having a job. That requires a little bit of money. You know, it's not the olden days where you could just like sign on the dole and, you know, all of that stuff. And you could go, you know, be creative, like when you used to listen to various people who sort of started out in the 70s, and you could just sign on the dole and live off £35 a week and live in a squat. None of that's here anymore. So you need to have a bit of an education. You need a bit of something. Just tell him that's what he needs to do. Otherwise, you know, it's not going to work. Just be a parent. Just parent him, for fuck's sake. Just shout at him. Gordon Bennett, what's happened to just parents shouting at their kids going, this is what you're fucking doing. It's my house. What's happened to that?
Yeah, back in the good old days, yeah. No, I agree with you, Twayna. Take us all back there. And I understand that
why is everyone trying to reason with like young people? It's like, this is what you need to do. Fucking do it. You're not an adult yet, so I'm going to tell you what you need to do. Don't be like, do you know what I mean? It's like, come on.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Just a reminder to everyone, Twayna doesn't have any children.
None that I know of anyway.
Hey! And I would say, I know you've taken umbrage with the fact that I think that Liam Gallagher has a decent voice, but all I'd say to Twayna is roll with it. Thank you. Lastly, just on that as well, I would say, you know, we're both creatives who've worked in that industry. There's less and less opportunity to survive in a creative space now, just off this. Most people have got other jobs going on or different ways of making money, you know, so you absolutely should have some backup plans. And rolling out because Liam Gallagher had 4 GCSEs, that is not a plan. As Mike Tyson said, everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face. Life is coming at you with a big haymaker real soon there, fella.
He's going to punch you in the face.
Exactly. So that's it, Twayna. We've done it again, haven't we? How do you feel? Do you feel proud?
Very.
Yeah. There's a lot of people out there. They won't, and they never thank us. They never thank us, but they should. Thank you, everyone, who's listened. Hopefully you're enjoying this. If you are listening, leave a little review, 5-star review. Tell your friends as well. The only way this pod's going to grow is if you guys help share it and help build it. And also, if you even care to, you can get us on our socials at Twayna Mayne or at iJohnnyCochrane. Tell us one of your troubles. We'll sort it out live on this pod. Apart from that, all that's left for me to do is say, a trouble shared is a trouble halved. We'll see you next time. Bye.